Welcome to our deep exploration of the spiritual awakening journey and the mental traps that can ensnare us along the way. Today, we're going to uncover the subtle yet profound challenges that can hinder our spiritual growth and how we can navigate these waters with grace and awareness. In the first part of our exploration, let's focus on understanding the nature of these mental traps. A mental trap in the context of spiritual awakening often manifests as a pattern of thought or belief that pulls us away from our true path. These traps can be deeply ingrained, stemming from societal conditioning, past traumas, or even our fears and desires. One of the most common traps is the belief that spiritual growth is a linear progression towards enlightenment. We might think that once we achieve certain spiritual insights or experiences, we are done with our growth. But is this really the case? Consider for a moment the possibility that spiritual awakening is not a destination but a continuous journey of unfolding and realization. How does this shift in perspective change the way you view your own spiritual path? This brings us to another trap: the illusion of perfection. In our quest for spiritual awakening, we might start to believe that we must become perfect beings, devoid of flaws or negative emotions. However, this pursuit can lead us astray, creating frustration and self-judgment. Instead, what if we viewed every aspect of ourselves, including our imperfections, as integral to our spiritual journey? By embracing our whole self, we allow for a more authentic and compassionate path of growth. Now, let's consider the role of ego in these mental traps. The ego, often misunderstood, is not something to be eradicated but understood. It shapes much of our experience and can either be a tool for growth or a barrier. When we identify too strongly with our ego, we might resist changes that are crucial for our spiritual development. Have you ever found yourself clinging to a particular self-image or resisting change because it threatens who you think you are? Reflect on how this resistance might actually be a signpost, guiding you towards areas of your life that are ripe for growth and exploration. In navigating these traps, mindfulness becomes an invaluable tool. By cultivating a practice of mindful awareness, we can observe our thoughts and beliefs without attachment. This practice doesn't require us to change who we are, but to simply become aware of our mental patterns and question their validity. This questioning is not about seeking immediate answers, but fostering a space where understanding can emerge organically. As we wrap up this first part, I invite you to reflect on the mental traps we've discussed. Consider how these may have appeared in your own journey and what new insights might be waiting for you as you shift your perspective. Navigating the labyrinth of the soul. Evading mental traps on a spiritual journey. As we delve deeper into our spiritual exploration, it becomes crucial to arm ourselves with practical strategies that help us evade the subtle mental traps that can hinder our progress. The essence of these strategies lies in fostering self-awareness, nurturing critical thinking, and embracing the fluidity of change. A profound starting point in this journey is the cultivation of regular self-reflection. This process doesn't have to be structured or overly formalized, but should be a consistent part of your daily routine. Taking even a few quiet moments to introspect on your thoughts, feelings, and reactions can be incredibly revealing. What recurring patterns emerge? Do certain emotions or themes frequently dominate your thoughts? Identifying these patterns is the first step in understanding their origins and questioning their usefulness in your spiritual growth. One common pitfall in spiritual journeys is the phenomenon of spiritual materialism, the tendency to treat spiritual experiences or achievements as items to collect. This mentality can covertly transform spirituality into a competitive race for status. To combat this, it is essential to examine the intentions behind your spiritual practices. When you meditate, for example, Assess whether your motivation is to genuinely connect with your inner self or to outshine others in some spiritual tally. Focusing on the sincerity of your intentions rather than the outcomes can profoundly alter the trajectory of your spiritual journey, making it more authentic and personally meaningful. Expanding the horizons of your spiritual understanding is another vital strategy. Often we find comfort in the familiar, sticking only to what aligns with our pre-existing beliefs. However, this can create a bubble that limits our spiritual growth. Actively seeking out diverse spiritual teachings and perspectives not only challenges our preconceptions, but also enriches our understanding. What new insights could you gain from exploring a spiritual tradition that initially seems alien or uncomfortable? This approach not only broadens your spiritual palette, but also deepens your appreciation for the myriad ways in which different cultures and traditions interpret the metaphysical aspects of life. The role of community cannot be overstated in the context of spiritual growth. A supportive spiritual community acts as both a mirror and a sounding board for our beliefs and experiences. Engaging in open and honest conversations with others about your spiritual journey can be illuminating. It provides an opportunity to confront and clarify your own beliefs and to discover blind spots you were previously unaware of. These interactions, when approached with an open heart and mind, can offer fresh perspectives and encourage profound personal insights. As we wrap up this discussion, I urge you to integrate these strategies into your daily life consciously. Observe the changes they bring about in your spiritual practices. Do you find yourself becoming more introspective? Are your spiritual pursuits becoming more aligned with your core values rather than external validations? These reflections will guide you in adjusting your approach and deepening your spiritual journey. In navigating the labyrinth of the soul, remember that each step taken with introspection, openness, and genuine intent brings you closer to understanding the intricate dance of spirituality. By acknowledging and avoiding the mental traps that can ensnare us, we pave the way for a more enlightened and fulfilling spiritual path. Implementing these strategies doesn't just alter your spiritual practices, it transforms your entire approach to life, making your spiritual journey not just a part of your life, but a way of living. As you continue to explore, let these strategies serve as beacons that light your way, helping you to navigate the complex yet rewarding terrain of personal and spiritual growth. Transcending illusions, transforming challenges into stepping stones. As we venture into the third part of our journey, let us delve into how challenges, often perceived as obstacles, can actually serve as crucial stepping stones on our path to spiritual awakening. This perspective shift is not just theoretical, but a practical approach to embracing the full spectrum of our experiences. One of the most profound realizations on this journey is that challenges are not merely hurdles to be overcome, but opportunities for deep learning and self-discovery. When faced with a challenge, the initial reaction might be frustration or avoidance. However, what if, instead, we paused and asked, "What can this teach me?" This question alone can transform the nature of our experience. Consider the mental trap of feeling stuck, a common experience in the spiritual journey where progress seems to halt. This sensation of being stuck can often lead to feelings of inadequacy or doubt. Yet, this is a powerful moment to explore deeper layers of our psyche. What underlying beliefs or fears might be holding you back? Often, it is our unexamined beliefs that create the sensation of stagnation. By identifying and challenging these beliefs, we can release ourselves from them and regain our momentum. Another challenge comes from dealing with our shadows, those aspects of ourselves that we deny or hide from. The journey of spiritual awakening is not just about cultivating peace and positivity, but also about confronting and integrating these darker aspects. The process of shadow work involves acknowledging these parts, understanding their origins, and finding ways to integrate them into our being. How does the shadow that you've been avoiding serve as a gatekeeper to deeper self-understanding and authenticity? Let's also explore the challenge of disillusionment, where our spiritual beliefs or practices no longer resonate as they once did. This can be particularly disheartening, but it also marks a critical point of growth. It prompts us to reevaluate our beliefs and practices, ensuring they truly align with our deepest truth. Could this period of disillusionment be an invitation to refine what spirituality means to you personally, rather than adhering strictly to external teachings or expectations? In practical terms, embracing challenges involves cultivating resilience and adaptability. This can be nurtured through practices such as meditation, which enhances our ability to remain centered amidst change. Additionally, journaling can be an effective tool for processing experiences and insights, especially when navigating difficult emotions or revelations. As we wrap up this part, reflect on the challenges you have faced in your spiritual journey. How have they shaped you, and what have they taught you about yourself and your path? Recognizing and appreciating the value of these experiences can profoundly shift how you approach future challenges. Harmonizing the dance of duality, cultivating dynamic balance in spiritual awakening. In this final part of our journey, we delve into the essence of maintaining a dynamic balance in our spiritual life. This balance is not about reaching a static state of perfection, but about embracing the fluid dance of duality that characterizes our human experience. It involves finding harmony between action and reflection, giving and receiving, expanding and contracting, which might seem simple in concept yet holds profound implications for our growth. One common mental trap on the spiritual path is the tendency to oscillate between extremes, perhaps shifting from intense spiritual practice to complete neglect, or from embracing spiritual experiences to rejecting material world responsibilities. Navigating these extremes to find a middle way that supports holistic growth is crucial. The middle way, a principle found in many spiritual traditions, advocates for a path of moderation away from extremes. Practically, this might mean balancing meditation with active engagement in the world. For instance, if you find yourself becoming too detached from worldly duties, consider how you can integrate your spiritual insights into everyday actions. Conversely, if overly consumed by material tasks, dedicating time for inner reflection and meditation can help restore balance. Integrating the dual aspects of life requires acknowledging both the spiritual and the material dimensions of our existence, challenging the view that these are separate or opposing forces. Reflect on how your spiritual beliefs can inform daily decisions and interactions. Can you bring more compassion into your workplace? How can your daily challenges serve as fertile ground for spiritual growth? Maintaining a dynamic balance also means staying flexible with your spiritual practices. It's easy to adhere rigidly to a particular practice or belief system, but as we grow and change, so do our needs. Being open to adapting or even changing your practices ensures they remain relevant and supportive. If silent meditation no longer suits you, perhaps try guided meditations, movement-based practices like yoga, or creative expressions such as art or journaling. Listening to our body and mind is also crucial for detecting imbalances. Physical symptoms like fatigue or stress, and emotional signals such as irritability or sadness can indicate that something in our practice or life may be out of balance. What are these signals trying to tell you? It might be time to slow down, delegate responsibilities, or reconnect with nature. A significant part of maintaining balance involves embracing change and the uncertainty that accompanies it. The fear of the unknown can trap us in comfort zones that hinder our spiritual growth. Viewing uncertainty not as a threat but as an invitation to grow encourages a flexible mindset, open to new possibilities and paths on the spiritual journey. Finally, avoiding mental traps requires a commitment to continuous learning and adaptation. This means being open to new information, different perspectives, and self-reflection, regularly assessing our beliefs and practices to ensure they truly serve our highest good, prevents stagnation and deepens our connection to the spiritual path. As we conclude this series, it's important to recognize that avoiding mental traps is not about achieving perfection or a final state of enlightenment. Rather, it's about engaging deeply with our journey, learning from each twist and turn, and adapting as we grow. The spiritual path is rich with challenges and revelations, and each step offers valuable lessons that contribute to our evolution. Reflect on the insights shared in these discussions. How can you apply them to deepen your understanding and enhance your spiritual practice? The journey of awakening is uniquely personal, yet universally intertwined with the lives of others. As you continue on your path, remember that balance, flexibility, and openness are your allies, helping you navigate the complexities of the spiritual landscape. Are you ready to take these insights and apply them in your life, ensuring a richer and more balanced spiritual journey?